Nope. Okay, let's go to your number one needs. I'm going to start with the first person. So best practice is to be proactive when you bring family members into the leadership team. My guess is you are not the only person with this question. It's a super great question. So first step, and I'm going to pretend that this is actually in steps. It may or may not be. So first thing I would recommend thinking about when being proactive around bringing family members into the leadership team is this. Are they asking this question? Are they actually qualified to be on the leadership team? Many family businesses and family business advisors make the mistake of assuming that a family member should be or has to be on the leadership team. So the first question is, should they be there? Are they actually qualified to be there? And that is the number one piece of being proactive, is assessing a person's ability, training a person, teaching a person, mentoring a person before they get there. It is only in the royal family that it is decided upon your birth that you will be the next person to run the family business. Even though we like to pretend that it's not only in the royal family. We like to pretend that's just how it works. It's only in the royal family where that's a requirement, at least as far as I'm aware. So proactive piece number one is determining, is the person qualified? If you're an EOS company, do they get it? Do they want it? Do they have the capacity to do it? And the first thing I would argue too is there actually a need for a family member to be on the leadership team? What some family businesses accidentally do is they make up a job. They make up a job for this next generation. They're like, oh, well, that person's really friendly. We'll have them run sales. Yikes, no. So first things first, actually, I should say is there a real job? And then second, are they trained well? Do they want the job? Do they get the job? Do they have the capacity to do the job? Even before that, I have seen some family businesses have huge success with having a policy that you can't work in the family business until two things have happened. One is you've worked somewhere else. Two is there's a real job for you. I'm not saying it's how it has to be. I'm not saying family businesses who don't do that are failing, but I will tell you this, outside looking in, I've seen a lot of family businesses have huge success with that. Reason number one for that is that person in the next generation gets to see what it's like to work somewhere where their name is not on the proverbial building. They get to just go be an employee somewhere else. They get to understand what their skills and abilities are. The other beautiful thing that happens is the people inside of the business know that they've gone out and done something else, and they're just not in the job because they're the owner's kid. In conversations with second, third, fourth, fifth generation family business people, or people in family businesses, a common theme I see and hear is this fear or this worry that they're not actually qualified, that they didn't earn the job, that they couldn't work somewhere else. And that is paralyzing for them. So really doing the work to make sure the person is skilled and qualified to do the job is huge. And an extra benefit is having them go work somewhere else, having them get real experience somewhere else so that they know in their heart of hearts, and they know in their resume, and they know in a fact that they could work somewhere else. Hopefully that's helpful. Other proactive piece is hardcore communication. This person is joining the leadership team because fill in the blank. They have shown they have experience at XYZ other company. They have this sort of training. They have this sort of mentoring. The business has this sort of need, etc. If you can't make that argument, you are sticking the person in a job just because they're a member of the family. And in that case, you're setting the business and that person up for a world of challenges, in my opinion. And then the proactive thing I would recommend is get them a psychologist, a therapist, medication, a hardcore workout routine, a whole bunch of something to help them deal with the level of head trash, concern, and pushback that they're likely to get if they actually haven't earned the job. that was me sort of joking, but also being serious, right? If a person's in a job that they haven't actually earned, they're going to struggle and it's going to be hard.